Okay, I'm just gonna start recording. I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh. It's really hard to open a video like this, just with your face out in the open. Hi there. My name is Evidently Fresh, otherwise known as Evie, or Fresh, whatever you want to call me. I'm doing a face reveal for 10K, which is crazy to me that I actually reached that number. It's like actually insane to me. I have no idea how that happened. I just make songs on the internet about what I'm passionate about, so I don't know how that happened. I figured a Q&A just wasn't enough. A lot of the times, channels kind of need to be a little bit more open nowadays. When it comes down to like getting connected with your fans, kind of. And it means more when you actually have a face behind the name, or behind the channel and stuff. And I figured I might as well work on this after work, so here we are. I think about 44 solid questions that I'm going to answer today, because I kind of consolidated it down, because a few of them were about the same things. So there were about 70, I think there was 71 comments overall on that one post, and I'm like, dang, you really had a lot of questions. I was not expecting it, in all honesty. Completely unexpected. Is it okay for people to make covers of your music? Yes, I love seeing different covers and remixes. As long as everything is credited, I absolutely love seeing all of the different projects that everyone makes, all the animations, all the covers. I've seen I look at everything, trust me. If I haven't shouted you out, just know that I have seen it. Without a doubt, I have seen them. What got you into making music? My dad is actually the biggest inspiration to me. Ever since I was 13, he's the one that really pushed me into writing. And he's honestly still one of my biggest inspirations to this day. Just because he still makes music, all the time. All the time he makes music. He makes music with his whole entire family. He's made music with me sometimes. He'll ask me on my opinions on music. So he's just really my biggest inspiration, honestly. Hands down. Do you have a team or are you solo? I am completely alone. I write and I compose and I produce all of my music, and I pretty much draw everything that you see on my channel, and I also edit every single video. So that's why it's so inconsistent. It's completely inconsistent, when I upload a video, and I'm so sorry. How many work in progresses do you create, or whips, honestly? I make a lot. It can take quite a while for a song to be fully complete and come together and all that kind of stuff. So if I just don't know what to do with it, it just kind of just sits there. Eventually they get there and then I upload it, but like I said, there's no consistency. It's all just me just trying my best. What did you do before YouTube? I was writing music and, doing remixes on SoundCloud since I was 13. A few of them are still on SoundCloud, but most of them are just in my computer now because they were kind of embarrassing at this point because they're pretty bad in quality. So I decided to keep them hidden for now, but I might remaster a few of them since the songs themselves, I don't find that bad. It's just the quality that I think I would work on or whatever. Are you considering a coffee? I don't know how to say it. A Ko-Fi or a Patreon? I am considering Coffee or Ko-Fi for donations, but I don't really have any behind the scenes stuff or any of that sort of content. So I don't think I would be doing a Patreon. It doesn't make sense for what I do. Maybe if I do more gameplay stuff, which I do plan on getting into more, because honestly, I love doing gameplay stuff and it's really, really fun for me to just get into a game and talk about it and play it. But until then, no Patreon at the moment. More instars in time? Yes, there is a lot more. I kind of got stuck in a rut. I got stuck in like no motivation. I was completely burnt out. I got sick. It was it was a mess. The entire playthrough is there. I just have to edit it down. That's it. For Night in the Woods, actually, that one is also completely there's a complete playthrough for that one. I just again have to edit more of it. But I kind of like shot myself in the foot because some of the footage just sounds bad. It sounds bad because I had a fan on in the background that I didn't realize. So it's kind of like really icky sounding at times. So it's kind of just like, I gave myself the ick. So I just have to like push through and get through that. So what are your inspirations for your music and art style? I love video game nerds and that entire genre, like CG5, Oreo, JT Music, Griffinilla, and like Skyfixing, and DA games, I would say that one too. They're biggest inspirations in terms of music making. I grew up with it, like it was completely my thing. I was the weird kid who would listen to the Five Nights at Freddy's raps from JT Music. I was the weird kid, and I still am. I still am. As for my art style, that doesn't really have like a specific inspiration. I just kind of have developed it over time. Like there hasn't been any specific person that I think I would point and be like, you were my inspiration. Like, no, that's not really, I don't really have that. I've just had my own style for a long time. What was the inspiration for your profile picture? I wanted my profile picture to look more professional, but also like standing out. I always, like, since again 13 years old, starting to get into the internet, I kind of had this persona with the spiral mask. Like for the longest time, it's been years. And I never really had anything to do with it, but I really liked the idea. But I tried to make it a little bit darker to give it more of like a professional vibe. Because I wanted to be seen as a little bit more professional, even though obviously my earlier work was not as, quality. It wasn't as like quality as I would like it to be. Which is why I did the remasters, obviously. But I've tried really hard to make my persona on YouTube as professional as I honestly really can, being a solo creator, honestly. Also, it's really fun to draw. Which song did you connect with the most? Pick Up Your Notebook is one of the most personal and emotional songs that I've ever made. To this day. Like, it's been years. Honestly, that's the one that I connected with the most. Music, for me, is a way to, it's a way to get away from my actual life and focus on something that actually makes me feel better, which a lot of the time is video games. However, with that song, I wanted to kind of break free from just talking about video games or singing songs about video games and using it as a chance to express my actual feelings about like what I was going through in that moment, since I couldn't really talk to anyone about it because it was kind of embarrassing to be like, oh, I'm struggling. I know it didn't do very well in terms of like views, but to me, I still connect with it like to this day. And I always will. What is the most time-consuming part of making your songs? Making it all sound like catchy and coherent and mixing it so that my voice can still stand out over the instrumentals is easily the hardest part. It's so hard for me to do. I'm not a good mixer. And you can definitely see that with my older songs. I've gotten a bit better with it now. Making it all sound good and stuff, but mixing is really, really hard for me. How do you make music this good? I don't know. I've learned a lot over the years by like observing my surroundings and understanding like what sounds good. I'm a very play by ear type of person. I don't know chords very well. I don't know notes. I just kind of feel it. which I guess that would make sense why a lot of people connect with it more, because I just honestly feel the song. I feel the characters. I feel the subject, you know, like it's easier for me to go by ear and just see what sounds good, see what's like vibing. see what's a vibe. What is your process for making lyrics? For writing lyrics, I try to focus on the subject matter itself. Whether it's a character, like a concept, or just a theme, I take the essence of it and I try to apply it to the song as best as I can. And I would describe it as like writing a story. I let my knowledge of the subject, you know, kind of guide me in what I want to say, or like what the story I want to tell is, and what the perspective is even. I have a lot of first person songs because of that, because I love focusing on the subject and specifically the characters. I love talking about the characters and how they feel and how they observe the world, what their personality is. I love analyzing that. It is one of my favorite things to do, and it always has been my favorite thing to do. And I think my best example that I could like think of for this would be I think my Jevil and Sham song, The Most Chaotic World. It takes on the personality of two characters, which again I already love, but it also describes vaguely what happened between Jevil and Sham. Sham is like super cryptic and sounds almost upset yet like acceptant about like the situation that they're in now. And Jevil is like crazed about the freedom that he now has and tries to get you just as excited as like to be as free as he is. It's my favorite thing, focusing on the personalities of the characters. It's the best. Not only that, but I think about the references to the actual games and, you know, like if there's like Easter eggs and stuff that has to do with them, you know, like for my Noel song, I used a lot of Gaster kind of theming and, you know, innocent guilty type stuff, because a lot of it had to do with shifting blame and dreams and Easter eggs and stuff, and it just made sense to use a lot of those kind of themes and stuff because it surrounds her and stuff. So yeah, that's what I really like to focus on when it comes to lyrics. What software and hardware do you use for making music? I use Studio One. I've used Studio One since I was real young, 13. It was the first program and the only program that my dad showed to me when I was really young. And he just kind of like pushed me into using it because he already knew how to use it. He taught me how to use it as best as he could. Yeah, Studio One version 5 in like particular. I have a neat Bumblebee microphone right here. There. A neat Bumblebee 2 microphone that I got at like Target for like $50. And it's been good so far, I guess. It hasn't steered me wrong. I used to use like a random like stage mic like when I was back living at my parents'. It was not good. I also use Fire Alpaca for drawing. I've used Fire Alpaca for the longest time. It's been a long time of me using that like program because it's free and it's easy, and you know, it's the only one that I can really understand while using a mouse. And yes, I draw with a mouse. I know it's crazy, but I have been doing that ever since I was 5 years old. So I use Filmora to edit. I recently switched from Vegas Pro to Filmora. You can probably see the difference in my videos. I think the first video that I used Filmora on was Such a Fool. I think it was Such a Fool. And the quality obviously shot up immediately as soon as I did that. And I think it was because I was more confident and encouraged by the new like program and stuff. And I think it really helped me kind of just like with my art quality as well. Because some of the art on my videos is just like, like it's cute, but it's not like professional looking, or you know, it's just not as good as it can be now, you know. Favorite and least favorite song that you have made? Ooh, Bad Luck is for sure my current favorite. I love Bad Luck, and I think it's because it took forever. It took forever. It took months for me to finish this, to finish Bad Luck. It was a long process trying to fully understand like the lore, fully understand the characters. Bad Luck, just in sound alone, oh my gosh, I think it is so good. If I was a kid and I heard Bad Luck, I would listen to it religiously. I would be 14 years old eating it up, dude. And I think that's really impressive for me, honestly. To impress myself, like, is kind of harder, you know, because it's my work, you know. I'm gonna critique it, you know. It's just so good. As for my least favorite, I think it would be Eyes on Me, my Alpha song, because I think it could be better. I rushed it because honestly, I was a little concerned about like my uploading schedule, and I was like, oh, I gotta get something out. Like, I might as well get this one out because it's been in progress for a long time, and you know, it just doesn't sound as good as it really could be. Longest song to finish, like I said, Bad Luck. It took months because I wasn't sure at first where I wanted to go with it. Like, I had no idea. I had like one like guitar riff or something that I had in mind, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so good, but it doesn't tie into Inscription at all. Like it was like none of it sounded good until I started adding like drums and stuff. I started like kind of playing with that kind of like clickiness of it. It kind of sounds a little bit more click, like, but yeah, it just kind of clicked one day after I started kind of adding like some effects to it, and now honestly it's one of my favorite works. It had to have been 4 months in the making, but then like obviously I wanted to make an Inscription song, so the thought of it stuck with me for a long time, but actually making the song probably took about like four months. How do you decide which songs to remake? Some of them are really special. Like, you know, like my most viewed songs, Spanton, Noel, that kind of stuff. Hikikomori even, which is in the works right now. I feel like those ones I had to, because they were so like viewed on my channel, and I feel like I had to get better at it. I had to better myself and prove that I had bettered myself. And then some of them I just felt like it. Like the Yumi Nikki one, Eyes Painted White, like those didn't really have like significant ties to my channel, but I just felt like I would listen to them more if they had a better sound. So I just felt like it. And that's kind of what I'm doing with a few remasters. I've got like, I think about three remasters in the mix. I've got Die in Fashion, Metaton song. I have Queen in the mix, which is taking a long time because, good lord, I don't know how I made that song back then. And then I think it was, yeah, Hikikomori. Hikikomori I have in the mix right now, which is really hard. I don't know how I screamed that song, man. It was crazy. My voice now, like, I feel like asthma is really kicking in. Like, I can't scream like that anymore. When did you start drawing? I was drawing since I was really little. I started drawing like Powerpuff Girls. I didn't even watch Powerpuff Girls. My parents wouldn't even let me watch Powerpuff Girls because I had like that weird demon guy or whatever. But I still did the style nonetheless. I don't know. I started posting it like on, I think it was like some sort of like Disney. This is a really old memory. This is like 5 years old. It has to have been. But it was at least, it was a Disney like website that you could post art in. It was like Disney Art or something like that. And then I switched to Fire Alpaca when I started getting older. Because I was like, oh, I want to get like an actual like program to use. But yeah, I've been drawing with a mouse ever since I was like 5. But yeah, I would be the art kid like that had to draw like every single birthday card, like hand-drawn birthday cards. Otherwise you would be looked at weird and you'd be like, oh, you didn't draw me a card? Like, I just didn't want to draw a card, man. Like, what do you want from me? How do you overcome music and like art block? How does it affect your work? I don't. Like I've said, sometimes it can ruin like a whole month for me because I just can't focus on the actual, like, I have like so many, like I said, I have so many different like whips, work in progresses that I'm burnt out. I have no drive, no inspiration, don't know where to go with it. And I just have to wait it out up until I'm just good to go. Like, that's pretty much all I have to do at this point. It's all I do. What's your favorite game? Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley. Oh my gosh. I have 600 hours in Stardew Valley alone. Which is crazy to say. If I could only play Stardew Valley for the rest of my life, I would be a completely happy person. I would be so like happy, even if I didn't have mods. I don't even use mods all that much. I only played like Stardew Valley Expanded for like maybe like 20 hours. It wasn't like, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I love the base game so much, especially with this new update that just came out. I'm playing through it again. From the Meadowlands farm. If worms If worms made noises, what sound would they make? They'd make like little mice noises, like ee ee. That was really weird. While reviewing media, what do you focus on the most? I love like callbacks and like Chekhov's gun type stuff, with like having like a coherent story and everything tying into each other, and like everything is like a neat little bow. Like, and then like looking back, I love looking back on a certain piece of media and being like, oh my gosh, this tied into this, I had no idea, that's crazy. Like, it is like my favorite thing to do. Like, I always fall for it every time. I look at my husband and I'm like, do you see this? Are you seeing this right now? Do you understand what just happened? I do it all the time. How much money would it take for you to eat a pound of Laffy Taffy in under an hour? If it's under an hour, I'd do it for like $2,000. Because a pound, I don't know, how big is a pound? In the context of like eating it with my hand, I don't know how big a pound would be. Like, it would be like, I guess it would be kind of like this, like kind of like a baseball, right? Because I'm thinking about it like a pound of meat, like hamburger meat. That's so stupid, but that's how I'm thinking about it right now. What's your favorite animal? I love ball pythons. Ball pythons are really cute. I used to have a pet ball python, and his name was Udon, like the udon noodle, and he was adorable. I love seeing, like, I go on Instagram all the time, and I follow like a bunch of ball python accounts because they're so freaking sweet and like stupid, and they look like little puppies, and they're adorable, and I love them so much. And if I could get a ball python again, I would 100% get another ball python. Favorite book series? Hands down, A Series of Unfortunate Events. I know they're technically marketed towards like kids, but ever since I read them as a kid, oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of the world building and the amazing characters and all the just like quirky, witty writing. It's just so good. Like, what inspired your YouTube channel? I saw a lot of different channels that like CG5 and all them, like Oreo, like I mentioned earlier. I saw a lot of the channels growing up, and I figured if they could do it, I could also do it too. And honestly, I love connecting with like my audience. like, I love connecting with others about the things that I'm passionate about, because I know they're going to be passionate about it if they come to my channel. If they come to my channel, I know that they're going to be passionate about it. Like Undertale and, like Inscription and FNAF even. I've done a couple FNAF ones. It's easier to show complete strangers, like, my work than, like, the ones that are closer to me, because I feel like the internet, although it is a very harsh place, and it can be very harsh at times, it is also a very open place. Very, very open. And it's a lot easier to kind of understand what people are passionate about, and connecting with others on the internet because of that. So I really started the YouTube channel specifically because I wanted to connect with other people. Like, I wanted to show what I was passionate about and understand and know that people were also passionate about it. Favorite Undertale Yellow character? It's a basic bitch answer, but I love Serova. Serova was handled beautifully in my opinion, and her boss battles were so fun and difficult. I loved playing that. I loved, like, understanding her different, like, quirks and stuff, and, she was just funny. She was also really funny. If I had to pick another one, besides the basic bitch answer, I would probably do Axis. Axis made me laugh my ass off in the middle of the game. Like, and I was actually genuinely shocked that he actually made me laugh. Because a lot of games don't, like, physically make you, like, haha, you know what I mean? Like, some games just don't do that, and this game did, so I really enjoyed that. I'm also throwing this one in there because no one asked this, but because there's an Undertale Yellow character, like, favorite Undertale Yellow character, I'm gonna do this one too. Flowey is my favorite Undertale character. Just putting that out there. I love Flowey. I love Asriel and Flowey, like, being, like, the same person or whatever. Like, he is a really, really well-written character. And why don't we throw Deltarune in there too? I love Susie. Favorite Deltarune / Undertale AU? I don't keep up with the AUs as much as I should. I like handplates though. I did read handplates. And that's the one that I really, really enjoyed, and I, like, kind of stuck with. I had to sneak it though when I was younger. I had to sneak it because my parents didn't let me watch or, like, read Undertale related things, so I had to sneak that one. Well, I had to sneak all of it. I had to sneak Undertale and handplates, but, whatever. Current hyperfixations. I don't know if I would consider anything that I have a hyperfixation, but as I mentioned before, I have 600 hours in Stardew Valley. So if I had one, it would be that. Do you like this emoticon? Yeah. Have you played Hollow Knight? Yes, I did. I have played Hollow Knight. I finished the base game, and I got all the way to Radiance, but I never beat Radiance. And I kind of gave up after that point because I was like, this just isn't fun anymore. It's just kind of grindy. And Hollow Knight was one of my first games that I actually, like, started playing for myself, So I didn't really have, like, that 100% perfection mentality back then, really. I would kind of just, pick up a game, drop it if it wasn't, like, my thing anymore. Now I like 100%ing most games that I play. If I don't, then it kind of, like, irks me a little bit. Favorite Homestuck character? Friska. She's been my favorite ever since I finished Homestuck. I made 2 songs about her. Like, she's a great character. She's very well written. What do you like and dislike about Yumi Nikki? I love and hate how up in the air Yumi Nikki really is. Like, the base game. It's really interesting and, like, infuriating how there's, like, no information about Madatsuki. I think that I'm pronouncing that right. To go off of besides her dreams themselves. But yeah, that's what I love and hate about the game itself. Do you like seeing our comments when you're sad? Yes, I do. They make my day. I see them pop up on my videos, and whether it's like short or long, funny or serious, old, new videos, whatever it is, I love seeing them. They're so like sweet, and I love it, and like it makes me happy. Favorite movie? Princess Bride, The Princess Bride. I have watched that movie since I was little, like little, because it's my mom's favorite movie. My mom's favorite movie. And it became my favorite movie because of how many times I watched it and how like I analyzed it, and it's super funny, it's heartfelt and like heartwarming and stuff. Like the characters are great, the story is really fun, and I quote it all the time. I quote that movie like it is gospel. I quote it all the time. It is amazing. If you haven't seen that movie, please go watch it. It is so fun. Opinions on beets. I hate them. I really dislike beets. I had beet chips once, and I literally spat it out at work. Like my coworker offered me beet chips. She's like, "Do you want some?" I'm like, "Sure." They tasted like dirt. They taste like dirt. Like I don't understand who eats beets. Have you seen Little Nightmares? I have seen it. I did not play them for myself, but I watched it because it was a horror game, and when they came out, I was younger, and my parents wouldn't let me play it because it's a horror game. So I watched it instead. I have yet to understand it. Like, there's a lot of lore to those games. I know there's I think there's like a mobile game too, or something like that. That's like, there's more to it, like, that I just don't know. And that's kind of why I haven't made a song about it, because I love the series and I love watching like the playthroughs and stuff, but I don't really know the full story. But I'm excited for the third one to come out. I am going to play the third one with my husband. We're gonna play co-op. Who are you and how did I get here? I don't know, man. You just found me randomly on community posts? I don't know. How does that work? I don't know if you would see my community post if you weren't subscribed to my channel, so enjoy your stay. Favorite RPG Maker game? Has to be One Shot, hands down. One Shot was one of the first games that I really played for myself as well, like when I was younger. And it's really charming and really inspiring, and it's just so like sweet. The story is really nice. It's just really well written. You get really attached to the characters really quickly. Like I got attached to Nico so fast, and Prophet Bot and stuff. Like, and the music, the music is so simple and yet it's so cute and like eerie, ominous. Like you don't know what's going on, but you know. Like, oh, it's so good. I love it so much. Like, it really has inspired me to, like, try to make my own little game at some point. But that is probably going to take a long time to get to because I have the focus of a rock. And I can only focus on one thing at a time. I think those are all the questions that I had. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little Q&A. I had a lot of fun making it. It was really fun. I'm very nervous about showing my face. Especially because I'm not sure about my setup here. I have to kind of like tweak it and stuff, but I tried my best with short notice. Thank you so much for 10K. It means so much to me. It is insane how I got to this point. Like I can't fathom how I got to this point after only like 2 years. Like it's 2 years and I've gotten to 10K already, and that's because of you guys and you actually enjoying my music, which is also another crazy thing that I didn't think was gonna happen. I didn't think anyone would actually like my music. But yeah, it just means a lot to me that you guys are really active, really supportive, and I hope that we get more people. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!